Do you think Dracula knows about all the monsters in his castle?
What do you mean knows, brother? Do you mean, like, does he know their names, their life goals?
No, I mean, do you think he knows they're there at all? He's regularly using maybe 10 rooms tops out of, 3,000? How would he have any idea there were slime zombies hanging around in basement 11? Who'd tell him the plant monster's in basement 12?
So you think he's just puttering around on the top floor all day and thinks the bottom 1,400 rooms are all empty?
Well, brother, one, he wouldn't be puttering around all day, he'd be puttering around all night.
That's fair.
And two, he wouldn't necessarily think they were empty, per se, but Dracula's clearly a cloth napkins and salad forks in the lift type of fellow, so I have a hard time believing he hired a scorpion monster that excretes corrosive bile onto the priceless ancient tapestries to just hang around for 30 years in the off chance that a Belmont might try to break into the place.
It does seem inefficient.
The game's makers clearly would have us believe that the castle's hordes of nightmare creatures are all there serving as Dracula's private army, but that's just not Dracula's style. Dracula's list of approved lackeys is pretty short. He's got his vampire wives, his zombie slaves, his human thralls, and then his animal pals, wolves, bats, rats, and spiders.
And that family of armadillos from the 1931 version, remember them?
Well, okay, yes, those armadillos too, but those were a special case. Most armadillos will have nothing to do with the undead. The ones in the movie were just super goth on an individual level, total nihilists.
And sometimes he teams up with the Wolfman and Frankenstein's monster, and would Abbott and Costello be considered thralls?
Okay, fine. The point is, all of these creatures would have at least some solid canonical connection to Dracula himself. They have well-defined roles. It makes sense they would be there. Whereas in Castlevania, you've got bloody severed hands that can fly, floating all over the place. What good are they doing in the castle?
They could light the chandeliers, clean the castle windows from the outside.
Oh, well, actually, that would be useful.
Scratch that part of your back that's hard to reach.
All right, but mushroom monsters and half-woman, half-spiders and flying sphinx heads and golems, for Pete's sake. It's like if a C-list version of one of those 1960s Monster Party novelty songs metastasized. Even if he knows they're in the castle, there's no way Dracula's footing the bill for all of this.
Maybe they're paying rent?
Could be a work-study program, I guess, learning the techniques of better monsters.
I always thought the skeletons that threw bones at you needed a better technique. That one's not sustainable.